Kimla Company is sponsored by LowTeamRealty.com. Buy low, sell high with Keller Williams, Lake Travis Marketplace, Austin, Texas. Let us refer you to an expert agent near you. Buy low, sell high with LowTeamRealty.com. Hello, everyone. Welcome. You're listening to Kimla Company right here on Contact Talk Radio. I'm your host, Kimla Lowe, and we are getting ready for a full snow moon in Virgo coming up February 27th. We're going to be talking about the full moon. We're going to be talking about how these particular different moons, when they come through their phases, does it really affect you that much? Can one breeze through and you don't even know it's been a full moon? And can another one hit you on such an emotional level that it literally can show up in some physical attributes as well? We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about some things that you can do very, very easy, and with a little help, knowing your directions from a compass, we can give you step-by-step directions in how to set your home up so you can have a little bit of feng shui that's going to be absolutely fabulous for this metal year of the ox. We've got a little feedback coming through. It's okay, because I'm right on target. Okay, so tonight we have, it's February 25th. We have right now, the moon is in Leo, and it is just about ready to set up for this beautiful full snow moon in Virgo. So in the meantime, today, you may have noticed Venus has moved into Pisces, where it is in its exaltation, we like to call it. It is at its strongest Venus that it can possibly be at. Venus loves the feminine. It loves the dainty. It loves being sensitive. It loves being intuitive. It loves to bring richness and creativeness and grace into your life. And so with that, I'm going to say that you may be feeling a little bit tired as Venus goes into Pisces today. And because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, when Venus goes in there, the love of rest, the love of the subconscious. And how do we do that? We go to sleep, right? That's right. We go to sleep, or we become very relaxed, or, throughout the ages, we have done different things really to relax. I know a lot of people that worked out like crazy, a lot of people who perhaps smoked pot, did a lot of drugs, drank alcohol, or were workaholics. But to tire the body out so that one could really relax. And I'm going to throw in sexaholics as well. But you want to really get that relaxation to where you do not feel the judgment. You do not feel where you're supposed to be on schedule the next day. You can just let go. This is a wonderful time to just tune into your favorite meditations at night and hear a bedtime story that is going to open up your imagination while you're sleeping so that you can connect to source or to your guides or to your loved ones on the other side. This is a wonderful time for creative things. If you are a painter, if you are a writer, if you are a musician, if you, even if you just like to um, be with the water element. This is a great time to take a walk in the rain or a salt bath, um, or perhaps fire up the jacuzzi and get in there. This is a wonderful time where the water element is going to be at its height for healing purposes. So hopefully you will be able to be feeling that right now, and you will be able to just feel the element of water. Water supports um, water supports a lot of things. You know, water supports wood, right? It makes it float. So you'll find that with all this creativity, you may be attracting people who want to invest right now. You may be wanting to have a meeting with someone who is a producer who really wants to help um, perhaps make your dreams come true. So this is a great time. We have absolutely no major planets in retrograde right now. Yay! For the next 4.5 weeks. So anything that you want to change or do or manifest or put your toe in the water and try it. If you'd like to sign up for anything, this is the time to do it. Um, push, push, push. We do not have a lot of resistance. The only thing that we do have, and we have had it, and we're going to be dealing with it all through the year, is the Saturn square Uranus. And that, I've got to tell you, that's tough stuff. I mean, from an astrologer, I have to describe what that is. And a lot of us have it kind of bubbling up right beneath the skin. And it's one of these things. You've got Saturn, and then you've got Uranus, and they're playing tug of war. And Saturn is reliable, it's stable, it wants you to be disciplined enough that you wake up every day and you go through step by step to reach your goal. It's supportive of the long haul in your life. It supports your soul growth by having a very strong soul structure. And here is Saturn saying, this is how we're going to do it. Now you've got Uranus over there pulling and tugging and going, oh no, absolutely not. I am so bored to tears with doing everything step by step. Everything is just the same. It's Groundhog Day every day. I refuse. I rebel. I am going crazy with all the structure. I want to be impulsive. I want to electrify the world. I want to meet and greet with something that's strange, that's something that's innovative, something that gets the blood pumping, something that could be a little scary, risky, something that, you know, perhaps happens in the spur of a moment. And I want to fly. I want to change the way I look, the place I live, the place I work. I want to know more. I would like to not do what everybody tells me to do. I want to do what I want to do, or I'm going to have a tantrum, kicking and screaming. So here you've got this, you know, this big pull happening. And Uranus is a big, big, huge player, especially it's come into play in the last, I want to say the last 2.5, 3 years, big, big, big time. maybe 20 years ago, Uranus wasn't really in the situation where, wow, it was really something that we had to look at. Mars was a big one. Jupiter was a big one. Pluto was huge. But now Uranus, it's kind of one of those things where it really wants to find a different way or a higher consciousness to solve problems. It wants to kind of bust out of the old. And what this brings to mind for me, anyway, maybe you will too, is what's happening with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Because when I did their wedding chart, it was graced with Uranus in a very good way. But I thought, Uranus is rebellion. Uranus is shocks and surprises. And here is Harry, who has, gone through the strictest of the royal family's protocol and military, and has dealt with his mother's legacy. He also has been overshadowed by his older brother all this time. And he breaks out and decides he's going to marry someone that's not from England, an American, someone who has been married before and divorced, and an actress who is under the spotlight. So this is really rebellion behavior up against that Saturn staunch disciplinarian type of upbringing that he's been in. And this is a great example about this tug of war that's going on. So if you can imagine, we are now setting up for this wonderful full moon in Virgo. It is at 8 degrees and 57 or 58 minutes, 57 minutes. So it's almost 9 degrees. When you look into your chart, I want you to find where this particular moon is going to be at in your chart. This is a transiting moon, so you find where your house of Virgo lies, and then you count in almost 9 degrees, and that's where this full moon is going to take place. Now, this particular full moon is going to have a happy relationship with Uranus. So this is going to be a blessing, okay? Now, Virgo, let me tell you a little bit of Virgo since I am one. But I show up more as a Sag anyway. We'll get into my chart later. Let's look at yours. Yours is more important. Virgo, the symbol for Virgo is the sign of the Virgin. It is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury also rules Gemini. So a lot of times Virgo kind of, I don't know, it's kind of the aftermath maybe of Gemini, because Gemini is so quick and so fast and likes to gather up all the information. Mercury, of course, is how your mind thinks. It's how you speak, how you communicate, how you trade, commerce, how you travel. This is all under Mercury. So when the ruling planet of Virgo is Mercury just at this particular time happens to be in Aquarius, traveling very closely with Saturn and Jupiter and all of the rest of the clan, who is making the segue from Pluto over into Aquarius. At this particular time, I have to give a little background on Virgo. Virgo, of course, is an element of Earth, and its favorite color is indigo. So indigo rules the third eye. So many Virgos that I know are psychic. They are intuitive. They have an open, a lot of them are born with an open third eye chakra. They can see things that are labeled unseen energy. Um, Also, the day that they rule throughout the week is Wednesday. So for any Virgos out there, you might want to look at Wednesday if you're charting anything, or that's your day, Wednesday. Wednesday is definitely your day. Now, according to nature, we have um, we have fruitful and we have barren types of seasons. And the Virgo season is at the end of August through September. And we consider this not as flourishing because it's the harvest time. So they label it as a barren season. And whenever I do my consultations, I have my degree in metaphysical counseling. So many of my clients ask me, when's the best time to get married? If they come to me with September, I really have to look over their charts because September, especially if it's at the beginning of September, would be a barren month. They may have trouble conceiving. They may have trouble with the families that they build. And so this is something to keep in mind. The most flourishing and fruitful sign of the zodiac would be Taurus. Taurus is, of course, an earth sign, but it's also rules the spring and it rules the planting season. So it's extremely fruitful and beneficial. So spring weddings are actually more desirable than autumn weddings. However, I love October. I love October weddings if you're going to have a fall wedding. But we can go through that. It really does. You have to take the whole picture when you do any kind of counseling for wedding dates, just so that you know. The polarity, whether it's a yin or a yang, this is yin for Virgos. They're very feminine in nature. Um, and if you would like to draw an association to the tarot, that would be the Hermit card. Okay. I know a lot of you have now seen the associations with water elements, earth elements, and fire elements as we go through, and air as we go through tarot as well. So we're going to be looking at that. I thought I saw something going on here. Hold with me for 1 second, and let me just check in on what is happening. Okay, there we go. All right. All right. Um, so Mary Chris, hey, Mary Chris, how's it going? Thanks for joining us this evening. She says, great subject. I'm planning on getting married in April. He is a Gemini and me a Sag. Well, I hope you have many, many fun events. And a wedding is fabulous in April. Do you have a date set in mind? I would love to be a part of that. You can always go to my website, kimlalowe.com, and book some time with me. And we can, talk about this. You know what I say about this one? This is going to be a very big celebration and a wonderful party. Sagittarius and Geminis. I was married to a Gemini for 25 years. And I have my moon in Sag and my rising in Sag. So we had lots of big events and loved to put them on for our loved ones. And everyone had a wonderful time. So I am sure you are too. But if you need to pick a date, you go ahead and we'll book some time and we'll figure it out. How does that sound? Well, thanks for being here tonight. Also, when you have, let's just look at some of the other things about Virgo. When you have the planet of expansion, Jupiter, when you have Jupiter and Pluto, or Jupiter in Virgo, you kind of think, oh, wow, this is my lucky time. I've got Jupiter here. I'm going to get all these gifts. Everything's going to be hunky dory. Well, unfortunately, when Jupiter does have a visit or a journey or a transit through Virgo, it's actually at its detriment, which means it's actually at its weakest point in Virgo. So poor Virgos, they never get that big punch like everybody else does, but perhaps it will land on, on your Venus or your Mars, and that will be in a different, that will be in a different sign. Now, Mercury, on the other hand, is just the opposite. When you have Mercury in Virgo, it's exalted. It can't be in a better place. So all you Virgos out there, look at the sign of where your Mercury is. Your Mercury, it would either be in Leo, or it would be Libra, or it would be in Virgo. But when Mercury is in Virgo, you're the sharpest tool in the drawer. I mean, you are crackerjack at editing. You're a crackerjack at figuring things out. And you're wonderful writers, communicators. You simply have a way with business that even the people that have degrees, you can smart them. Okay. So another one is Venus. When you have Venus in Virgo, take a look at that, because again, that is at its fall. That is at the weakest part of the zodiac. So Venus is really kind of tired and it's weak and it's not full strength when it is in Virgo. Now, Saturn, we were talking about Saturn earlier. When Saturn, the manifester, the builder, when it is in Virgo, it's so strong. Virgo likes discipline. Virgo likes to plan, likes to be organized, likes to build things as well, just like Capricorns. The earth signs like to manifest things that are stable, that are going to add to their prosperity, to their longevity. And Saturn really backs up and supports Virgos 100%. So take a look at the other signs too. But as we're talking about this wonderful snow moon coming up on February 27th, we have got this beautiful moon that is in a trine. When anything is in a trine, that means fabulous, fabulous, no tug of war, no arguments. That's a really fun time with Uranus. So at this particular time, even because now Virgo is barren, you're going to kind of see that cold front maybe move up a little bit. Precipitation maybe a little bit lower than it has been. We had that big, huge whack from Uranus at the new moon, right? Where we had a lot of freaky weather patterns that were happening. And that was all because of that square with Uranus. But right now we've got a trine going on. So Virgos, look, or wherever you have this moon in your chart in Virgo, there's going to be some type of a surprise coming up for you. There's going to be something that, whoa, that's kind of nice. I didn't expect that. And it's going to come out of the blue. And so I really kind of like that for us Virgos out there. However, of course, when something is fabulous and stupendous, there's always something we have to look out for. And that is our ruling planet, Mercury is going to be squaring Uranus. So even though you get this opportunity, this surprise, your Mercury, the way you think, is going to be having a tug of war. Oh, I don't know if I should do that or not. Yeah, I don't think I should take that opportunity. But look at, how am I going to do this? Who's going to watch the dog if I, get this opportunity? Or how am I going to get out of my lease if I have this opportunity? All of these things are going to come into play. So it's not pulling the rug out from underneath you, but what it does do is make you think things through. That you're not just going to, something's going to come up and you're not going to go, yeah. Someone drives up in a BMW convertible and says, here's your car. And you're like, I just want a BMW. You didn't even think it could be stolen, right? I mean, this is the kind of thing, you got to think things through. So the universe is really, protecting. But this particular full moon, they call it the full snow moon because, of course, this is the season in northern hemisphere where we've got the winter and we do have a lot of snow, of course. But this particular Virgo moon, it begins on the 26th. And because it is the fullest, that it's at its culmination at 3:13 a.m. Eastern time. So this particular momentum is building up, and it's building up on the 26th. And I always say, because I've been tracking the motions of the moon for a very long time and all of the planets, and I always say males tend to act or feel emotionally full moons the night before. So keep that in mind. On the 27th, females feel the emotional pull and the drama, and a lot of things need to come out to be changed. A lot of feelings need to be shared at this particular time. And earth elements tend to really say it like it is, even if it's at an inconvenient time. So I may want to you and say that listen to the male on the 26th of February, and then you will have your time on the 27th to speak your mind. Things have to change. There's no doubt about it. There's so many things that we are now, not only, the way we live and the laws that we live under, but how we get along. And also you need to have a voice and you need to be heard. And at this particular time, Virgo likes to clean up the loose ends, right? So they want to make sure that these new beginnings and all of this stuff, that new stuff that's going to be coming into play, because guess what? We are go. Green light is on. There are absolutely no retrogrades stopping us right now. But we want to first make sure that we are beginning on a clean slate. That's what Virgo does. We want to start out clean no matter what. So if there's some stuff, if there's some dirty clothes in the hamper or, stuff that's been pushed under the rug, this stuff needs to get out. And that's what's going to be happening during this full moon time. But it's going to be fun and it's going to be pleasurable. And it's not going to be something that's really going to drag you down or get you so out of the box emotionally that you will not, be able to handle some of the wonderful suggestions and opportunities that are going to be coming your way. So I'm excited for everybody for that. If you would like to call in to give you a reading, So we are live on Facebook right now, and you can go to Contact Talk Radio Facebook page if you want to get in the chat room, or you can go to the website www.ctrnetwork.com, and there's a little chat icon right up in the right-hand corner. Just click on that. You can push the listen now button, and you can get right into the chat room too. I'm in there. I'm watching all of you in Facebook too. Hey, everybody. I've been so blessed to be on a little bit more than usual this lovely month of February. February only has 28 days. It's one of those short months, but it really makes itself heard. February is one of those shake, rattle, and roll. We've also got the Chinese Lantern Festival tomorrow. That's coming up on Friday. That's a big deal. Maybe not in your neighborhood, but in many, many places, that's a really, really big deal. But what I like to do is give a little bit of the a Feng Shui tips, and I'd love to give some readings. If you would like to call in, the number to call in is 844-390-8255. Come on and talk to me. I want to know how you're feeling about this full moon. Okay. We've got something else. Oh my goodness. We have Ivy. Oh, Ivy's putting her whole chart on there. Wow, wow, wow. Any advice on what I may focus on during this time of Mercury direct? Okay. My Mercury, Moon, Uranus are all in Sag. Sun, Venus, Saturn, Pluto, and midheaven in Scorpio. Mars in Libra. Jupiter ascendant. Oh, in Aquarius. Okay. Yeah, I do. You know what? Were you thinking of moving? Just wondered. Just wondered if you were thinking of moving and then you were held back by something. I'm kind of wondering about that because I feel like something really wonderful is going to come up for you in March, an opportunity not only to move, but I'm seeing you either traveling or doing something, even though it's still locked down on COVID and everybody says don't do it. I feel like you really do. You really do have good things going on. Yes, I'm going to say your midheaven is in Scorpio and your Mars is in Libra. I say this. At the very, very beginning of March, and I want to say March 1st, we've got Mars moving into Gemini, I believe it is. Yes, Mars is going into Gemini. Geminis love Libra placements. So I feel like something good is going to be happening at your work. Sometimes you like to work in private, but you like the socialization as well. You kind of miss that happening, but you're really good at research and you're really good at getting things together how they should look. If through this Mercury retrograde, Ivy, your particular office or wherever you were working went through a reorganization, I feel like now's the time when perhaps you were either put in a new position or maybe they're about to ask you about that. This could be over this full moon as well. Now this full moon in Virgo is going to last until March 10th, just so you know that, until the next Pisces new moon. So I feel like whatever needed to be rearranged or discarded in your whatever you're doing, I feel like that needed to be done, but there's a partner out there for you in what you're working at or towards that can really, it's kind of like, two for the tango. Two heads are better than one on this kind of thing. It's going to be fun and you're going to like it. So I feel like anything that you do together in partnership, whether you're working on towards something or working on something or a new project, I feel like that's where you should be putting your energy. Okay. Absolutely. That's where you should be putting your energy. I feel like you're a little antsy though. Are you? You may have some nervous energy, going on. I feel like you want to you want to change. You want to get up and go, and if you haven't already, it might be time. Maybe looking at something, I want to say towards either a river or ocean or something like that. Somewhere near the water. That's where I'm looking at perhaps you're going to be going. Oh, okay. So there's your career transition. Ta-da! And I feel like you've got some children who are indigos and crystal children. To go crystal shopping. That'd be fun. Do it as a family thing. I think that would be really fun. Learn about crystals. There's a book out there called The Crystal Bible. And I think that'd really be fun for everybody to have a little bit of education on what crystals do and how they can make one feel safe. And I think that's a good thing. Archangel Metatron is asking you to prioritize. You're in need of a little structure. So you need to get organized, find some inspiration and some. I just think something that really is going to be motivating you to really focus and get one thing done at a time. You'll sometimes come off a little scattered, but you've got it. You've got it together. When you're by yourself, I want you to know how powerful you really are. Okay, Ivy? You're just you know, ready to open up the floodgates. And I think you're really itching in order to do that. Some things have to be organized a little bit in order for you to do what you want to do as far as that goes. I also think that I don't know if you are uh, spiritually working right now, but I feel as though if you have taken anything towards mediumship as far as your spiritual journey, that's a wonderful way for you to put your energy in. I think that you would be a fabulous medium. So you may let me know. Let me know if you have, because that's a great way to really kind of spread your wings as far as your spiritual journey goes. Thanks for asking me that question. That's awesome. We also have some new changes that are coming up in the world itself. So I'm drawing some cards over here as a big picture, because even though we pull into ourselves what's going on in our day-to-day lives that we can do as far as taking another step on our path, on our mission. But then we draw out and we see that there is a lot of changes that need to be done as far as being ready to be a collective to go into the next dimension. So in order to do that, there's a lot of things that are going to be changing. And by the change of the season, when we leave our winter up in the northern hemisphere, by the change of the season, we are going to see some things that are really going to put the wheel in motion, so to speak. Because anything that's going to be happening now, we're just now starting to kind of feel the change as far as laws or weather or how powerful we are when we're all together in a group, and that we can really make a ripple, not only a ripple, but a cosmic wave out there of change. But we need to be very clear as to exactly where we want to go, how we're going to do it, and then we can do it. But everything that's coming up now in the big picture, of what needs to be changed, how we're going to do that, how we are going to project ourselves as galactic citizens, will not really come to the board or the table for a year from now. Just so you know, that's what I'm hearing. For a year from now, this is when all of this is going to happen. So anything that's outdated, outmoded, doesn't work anymore, needs to be fixed, needs to be brought to, brought to its fullest peak. These are the things we need to really locate now. If something, look around in your own life, what's not working. I just moved from Austin, Texas, and I think everybody will agree with me that we had a post office where I lived, and it just was horrible. I mean, it was horrible. And everybody complained about the post office wherever we could write a blog or write in, and I'm sure they were doing the best that they could. But I mean, everything was unorganized. You never got anything. Everyone hated to go. So it's one of those things that it can happen on a local government level. It can happen in your closet. It can happen with your children. It's time to leave bad habits and to really, get healthy. So the thing about this full moon in Virgo, Virgos rule the sixth house of the astrological chart. The sixth house is of work, of service to others, and health. Now, I posted something on Facebook that I thought, oh, bam, nailed it, because it was stop trying to be a success and try to be of value. And this is something that I hope we are now going to change and shift as to what does success really mean. Let's take a look at our value. We're going to be taking a look at that more and more as we go along in through March and also April. We're going to be taking a real good look at our value in April. Am I of value to you? Are you of value to me? And am I being appreciated? Am I living up to my own expectations as well? But for Virgo, Virgos love to work. They love to be of service. They love to be their own worst critics. They're great editors, and they'll edit people's personalities or their image or their lives because they feel as though they're being of service. A lot of people can't take that. All they do is criticize me. I can't do anything right. Blah, 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 blah. But sometimes a Virgo is the one that you really need to come in and clean up in case, like if there has been a catastrophe or a major trauma or a psychic break or perhaps an emotional wound. You want a Virgo in there to help clean that up and to be able to edit very quickly what needs to be changed, what needs to be done. This is a wonderful attribute for Virgo. But Virgo is, because it's ruled by Mercury, which is how you think, Virgos tend to live up here a lot. And, they want to connect to the heart. They want to connect and ground. They want to get to their solar plexus of what they will and won't do. It's just that Virgos sometimes are so busy trying to help others or be of service that they end up being their shadow, which is Pisces, then, and taking on the victim role. So what happens when Virgos are overwhelmed? When Virgos are overwhelmed, it shows up physically. It shows up in the intestines, in the colon, in the digestion of information, your food, your light, your knowledge, your conversation, your feelings, your emotion. We all call that information, input, right? When your body is a vehicle and you are overwhelmed, your input is corroded, right? Short circuiting. And that's when you have problems with your digestion. You have problems that go into the short circuiting of the nervous system. And Virgos are very well known for having a lot of anxiety attacks, um, perfection ideals that no one can live up to. They want to try to get it right because remember, they're professional editors. They want to get everything just so. And when they can't do that, it's very frustrating for them. And they start to short circuit or they start to unravel their nervous system. So the meditation, this wonderful Venus in Pisces is perfect for overwhelmed Virgos at this particular time because it encourages the relaxation, the creation, chilling out, breathing. Oxygen is so good to let go of that intestinal area. If you're having problems with anything like that, all you need to do is just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. It's the same when you're in natural childbirth. They teach you how to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and relaxing that whole network of muscles that are surrounding the female organs, and and it still holds the same for your digestive organs as well. So this is the time when colonics is fabulous. If you have to get a colonoscopy, it's fabulous. These are the kinds of things. It's the cleaning out. It's the cleaning out of what doesn't belong in your life anymore. It's the cleaning out of self. It's also the cleaning out so you can make room for more opportunities. Go through your closet again. And I always say this at this particular time, but Virgos are great for accumulating and accumulating, and then all of a sudden purging. This is the time to purge. This is the time to get rid of some things that perhaps don't fit your image anymore, don't fit your vibe anymore. You don't want to take it into the future with you anymore. Virgos are very practical in nature. They're, well, I'll get rid of this and then I'll get that, or they rearrange certain things in their life. This particular full moon in Virgo is going to have you cleaning out your life, whether it is physically, whether it is mentally. Stop that negativity from going round and round and round in your head. Ride the highway. I mean, the highway. Get up there and ride it. So many times we go through everything and we pick everything apart and we analyze everything, and it paralyzes you. You never make a decision. Not just that, but everybody around you is so sick of hearing it. It's like, oh my God. Either jump or climb down. But this is the time where you really do need to kind of let go. And I know like full moons usually are the time for that, celebrating and letting go, but this one really is. This one has got, a bottle of Windex in one hand and, Mr. Clean in the other. It's going to get in there and clean up what's going on. If you've got a huge, challenge with money or debt or credit or loans, this is the time to get in there and clean it up. This is a wonderful time to do that. Okay, we just got a validation coming in from Ivy. I just want to take a moment here. She said self-discipline. Yes, I'm working on it. I do procrastinate a lot. Okay, I am working on mediumship. Well, that's great. You would make a great one. Thank you so much, Kimla. Truly appreciate it. Well, I appreciate you as well. And really, really good luck with all of that. Okay, Feng Shui tip. The southeast, we need to have a wind chime in the southeast direction. The wind chime does not have to be outside. It can be inside. It doesn't have to, chime at all, but it does need to be of metal and it needs to be thick rods for your wind chime. It doesn't have to be long. It can be short. It doesn't have to tinkle or twinkle or chime. But let's protect ourselves of the southeast. The northeast, we must keep quiet. There's not a lot of digging or banging or a lot of movement there. The northeast is where the Grand Duke Jupiter is sitting, and he really does not like to be disturbed. Along with that is the southwest as well. We're going to keep that very, very quiet. But the west, money, 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 money. So if I were you, I would buy 6 boulders, little rocks, not boulders, rocks. Spray paint them in gold and put them in the west outside if you can. Oh my goodness, that was a lot of information right there. But Feng Shui is, it's a third of your life that you can literally take control of and you can enhance. You can definitely enhance it. All right, everybody, have a wonderful full moon. You can always reach me for a session at Kimla Lowe, LOWE.com. I'm doing a lot of sacred space finding for everyone. If you need help in real estate, I'm part of the lowteamrealty.com as well. And we'd love to refer you to an agent to help you in your neighborhood. Okay, so get a hold of me. I would love to spend some time with you. And if there's any dates that you'd like me to help you out on, I would love to do that as well. Okay. All righty. We'll see you back here and watch all the other programs. Listen in as well. Contact Talk Radio, it's the best. Until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you. Good night, everyone.